Hello everyone, my name is Kim Lopez and I'm a DPhil student at the University of Oxford. This is the third video of Patient Profiles, an R package that helps the user interact with cohort tables in OMOP format. If you don't know anything about the package yet, check the other two videos first. This one will mainly cover some additional functions and some summarizing functionality of the package. Stay tuned if you want to know more about that. In this last video, we'll talk about the summarize functions. Now, there's other functions we haven't discussed yet, but they're mostly internal. You can check the website if you're interested. But these will finish with the core functionality of the package that a user would usually need. So, as always, we'll use the library PatientProfiles and the applier. And additionally here, we'll use a package called these OMOP results. Now, we will have a dedicated video about this package later, like a full tutorial. This is basically a package that helps with visualizing plots or tables, but we'll sneakily use it today to make the whole video a little bit easier to follow. So I'll just use a function of that package called this OMOP table, which creates a nicely visualization of a table in the viewer here in R. And I won't say much about it, but we'll have a dedicated video in the future. Now, as per usual, we create a CDM object with the mock data set that we've been using so far, and we're going to use CDM cohort 1. Now, if we call this function we're going to talk about today, which is summariseResult, we'll see that this basically creates a summarized object, which is an object that has certain particularities. So CDM name group level, thread name, it's an organization of this table. This is the way we store information for all of our packages. So whenever you call a package like instance prevalence or cohort survival, which we will talk about in the future, they always output by default this summarized result, which has a very specific format, so that then all our package can be used together. You don't need to know much about this, just that you will see repeatedly these columns with these names and these particular result types in many of our packages. We call it summarised result. This is not the easiest to see, but essentially what summarised result does is summarizing the information of the cohort. So in this case, we get number records, number subjects, and then we only have cohort start date and cohort end date as variables, so we get information on that. Now, to see this a little bit better, on top of it, we'll call this OMOP table function I was talking about, which will give us, as you see here, a nice, easier way to visualize the table. And as I said, we get information on the records, the subjects, and the dates. And the particular estimates that we get depend on the type of variable we have. So for a date, we would get what we see here. This wouldn't be the same for a character type, for instance, as you might see later on. Now, let's do the same, but let's add demographics first. So we add demographics, and then we do summarisResult and this OMOP table. Now we'll have exactly the same information. We've added age, sex, prior observation, and future observation. Now, as you see here, for sex, which is a character variable, we get count and percentage estimates. Whereas for age, same as prior observation, future observation, which are numeric, we get the whole mean, median, max, Q25 and Q75. Now, we might want to stratify this. We might want to group this with the different cohort intersection IDs, cohort definition IDs, sorry. So to do that, we would do exactly the same, but in summarisResult here, we would add strata cohort definition ID. And this would give us a table with cohort definition ID here, as you see, as a separate variable. Now, this is not very easy to see. One thing we can do here is to group the column in the visualization stage. Again, this will be explained way better when we use these OMOP results. And then as you see, the table is a little bit tidier, and we get the overall information first with age, sex, prior observation, etc. We get for the people with cohort definition ID 1, these I would usually change also in a better way, but we don't need to talk about this today. There's 4 people in this cohort with respective age, sex information, cohort definition ID 2 and cohort definition ID 3. And we get like a summarized table containing all the information of these cohorts. There's, as we can see in summariseResult here, there's other things that we can change. We can group in other ways. We can change what variables we're interested in. We can change what estimate we're interested in. We can drop counts or add weights. I'll briefly show the variables one. So if we just do exactly the same thing I just asked for, but I specify variables age and sex only, we will get the same table but without prior observation, future observation, and the cohort start and end dates. So just number of records, number of subjects, and then age and sex, which are the variables I asked for, and that's it. This is it for the video today. I hope it was useful, and with it we've covered mainly everything that PatientProfiles does. Stay tuned in this channel because we'll be covering other packages of the OMOPverse. And see you in the next one. Bye!